Hi Sweetpea.
Hi Mummy Bear.
How are you getting on?
I'm getting on very well at the moment.
Lots of revision.
Lots of revision, a little bit of gardening, some chit chats, so I'm very happy.
Yeah. You've got your final exams all happening over the next few weeks.
Yes.
And I'd like to say a big thank you very much to all those who've written in to say good luck to you.
I know, it was really
touched my
lovely. I know, when I was coming home from school, I remember you telling me that a few different people had said, really good luck with your exams, Sweetpea.
Yeah.
And it was really, really lovely to have that. It was a proper,
very touching. So thank you.
you.
We do appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah, completely.
Better than your uncle, anyway.
Oh, yeah, I mean, better than nothing from the uncle, of course. Always
a bit
better.
of a useless uncle.
Yeah, but I must say that at the moment, with all the revision that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to also not get sidetracked by
what?
Music.
Right.
Because I find that I revise best listening to music. But then at the same time, I hear a really good song. And the next thing I'm kind of going...
You down tools and start dancing to music.
And I'm kind of like moving all over the shop. And then when I have a really good beat, sometimes I've got to stand up and just dance.
Oh, no.
But I think it's also good because otherwise I'll get dead legs if I start revising for like 3 hours without stopping.
Well, I don't think you've got anything to worry about. You have a really strong work ethic and whatever you're doing is working. So just don't change anything now. Now's not the time to change your technique for revision.
Yeah.
But it's been a bit of a week of discovery for me. I
Yes.
have been looking at supplements for my midlife crisis problems. Is that what they call perimenopause for women?
I mean, we can go with that, yeah.
But I had read that magnesium was very good for sleep. So obviously sleep is my biggest problem. And on the back of no or poor sleep, I have all these other various symptoms.
Yeah.
And so I had bought some magnesium quite a while ago and I took it religiously daily and found absolutely no benefit to my sleep. Nothing changed at all.
I remember you just kind of taking in it. It was just a bit like when people take chalk
or
whatever, something like that.
It did nothing whatsoever. And so I stopped. And then the more friends I talked about it, the more they're saying, oh, are you trying magnesium? And I say, yeah, I did, but it didn't work. And then I thought I'd have another go at it. So the magnesium I have bought and I'm taking now is magnesium glycinate.
Okie dokes.
And that is to assist with sleep problems.
Okie dokes.
However,
oh no,
to quote Monty.
However, it is his quote, isn't it?
It is. I had bought magnesium citrate previously.
Yeah.
And that is better suited for addressing mild constipation. So, as I say,
serious?
a week of discovery.
Oh,
I've learnt that now. There was never any problem in that department, so it wasn't necessary.
I mean, especially not when you were taking the supplements. There was bound to be no problems in that department.
So I'm going to try this magnesium glycinate. I'll see how I get on. If it works, put that in a little notebook, Sweetpea, for when you hit this stage. You can sort your sleep out.
I love how I'm getting this chat at 17, learning about what's going to happen when I'm a middle-aged woman.
Well, you need to know, don't you?
Yeah, I suppose planning ahead is always good.
It's worth just being prepared.
Yeah.
Anyway, more discoveries this week. I have some little bits of gardening news.
I do like some news.
You know we always talk about anthocyanins.
Yes, and I've talked about them a lot when it came to my biology, which I was looking up about the pigments and why they're so attractive, certain things about them. They're reflecting UV light, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
An all-round goodie.
Yeah, because
it would seem.
They're good for us as well.
Really, really good for us. And so we've talked about how they've got sort of anti-cancer properties.
Yeah.
And a lot of research is being done around that and how they can use the anthocyanin from various fruit and veg for cancer treatment.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, they have also found out that it may help to counteract the negative impact of microplastics, which, as we know, is unavoidable now. There's microplastics all over the ocean.
It's scary how unavoidable it is.
And it's unavoidable. They've found it in placentas. They've found it in breast milk.
Oh, no.
It's just absolutely everywhere now.
That's impossible because then you're like passing on to young and they're forming, they're growing, everything's getting into place. They're going to be like, we're going to be soon in the future like half plastic, 50% plastic, or we're going to be on the packaging, it's going to be like 50% recycled plastic, whatever. We're going to be that kind of product.
Do not fear, because anthocyanins are going to sort it all out.
Great.
So one of the big concerns is the impact of microplastics on reproductive health. But there's been new peer-reviewed research that finds that anthocyanin probably protect against a range of the plastic-induced effects on hormones, such as reductions in testosterone and estrogen, decreased sperm counts, lower sperm quality, erectile dysfunction, ovarian damage. So really just impacting that area. So the thing I pick out from that that's relevant to my age is the decrease in estrogen. And for me, that is also symptoms for perimenopause, and at this time of life there is a natural drop of estrogen, and that causes all the problems. So anthocyanins are considered to counteract that. And do you know what contains a huge amount of anthocyanins?
Blueberries, beetroot. I can't think what else.
Red wine.
So of course.
Good news, Sweetpea. I have been self-medicating. And red wine does rosé to a slightly lesser extent.
So it's diluted red wine.
What? They make rosé. just
For me, it's just
not
diluted.
Speak to France about that.
I'm not going to.
Who pride themselves on their wine.
I will get the biggest.
Goodness me.
What is your actual problem, lady?
Anyway, do you want to know which foods can help impact microplastics?
Yeah, tell me.
When it comes to health. So blueberries, blackberries and raspberries, they're packed with the anthocyanins.
Great, we're growing all of those.
And they can help reduce inflammation and support the reproductive health.
Perfect.
Then you've got leafy green spinach, kale, Swiss chard. They contain high levels of antioxidants that help the body fight oxidative stress caused by plastic exposure.
Oh, okay. I love all of these things that you're mentioning.
Almonds, walnuts, chia seeds.
Love those.
They're rich in essential fatty acids and antioxidants that can also improve hormone balance and reduce inflammation.
Interesting, because I really like having nuts and dates when I'm on my period. I find it's really helpful.
Oh, okay.
And slightly kind of helps with things when there's slightly cramping and bloating. I have almonds a lot, especially almonds. Yeah. And it's really good. I just immediately get, okay, that's better.
So your body knows what jar to reach for in the pantry.
In the pantry, exactly.
And you have walnuts daily anyway.
Walnuts daily,
That's going to be good for your brain. That's why I give you walnuts.
Yeah, I especially have them before revising. I'm like, let's take it all in.
Let's go with walnuts.
Yeah.
Citrus fruits, so oranges, lemons and grapefruits, they provide vitamin C, another powerful antioxidant. Mm-hmm. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, they contain compounds that help detoxify harmful chemicals, including those found in microplastics. So there are a few things we can be trying to do to help reduce, at least. I don't think can eliminate the impact of microplastics, but it's helpful to know that through diet, like so many things I always say, don't I, that from my own experience, when I've been told that there's nothing else that will resolve my problem other than medication, I've learnt that there are ways of tweaking my diet, and that has proven to help and resolve my problems, and therefore I haven't needed to have medications. So this is another one where if we can find a way through diet. Yeah, completely.
And just having a veg plot and growing stuff from the veg plot is absolutely brilliant. I think anything that you're growing yourself as organically as possible.
Anything you can, really.
There's going to be a lot more nutrients in there.
Not easy for everyone, but if you can, it's great. So I'll put the article and the numerous articles on this. I'll put a link to the article on the pod notes.
Cool.
Another piece of interesting and good news.
Oh, I'm liking all this news.
This time around AI. So we talked about that the other week because Tom Massey did his garden for Chelsea and he was using AI, wasn't he? And there was all that controversy around it.
It's quite interesting. I still don't know where I would put myself on the kind of for or against.
Because there are pros and cons, aren't there?
Yeah, there are.
So it's not it's not black and white.
No.
Well, in Japan, Kyoto-based engineers have developed this cutting-edge AI-powered drone, or numerous AI-powered drones, to revolutionise reforestation. So they're sending the drones
Oh.
over kind of scarred landscapes and where there's been a lot of deforestation.
Yeah.
And these drones, the autonomous drones,
Mm-hmm.
are able to plant seeds at a pace 10 times faster than straight up human effort.
Okay, that is interesting.
So what was once taking years is now taking months. Isn't that
That-
fantastic news?
That is very, very, very cool.
I think that's really pleasing.
Yeah.
You know,
That
we can
is-
talk about all the negatives. I don't
Can't see
know
the
what
negatives
negatives
at the
there are
moment.
from that.
No. I
So
can't either.
AI coming into its own, if it could help us do that,
Yeah.
wow.
I mean,
How fantastic.
that is brilliant because it's not in your face and it's not becoming part of nature. It is just helping give back, recreate nature,
Yeah.
which I think I'm absolutely fine with. If it's just putting a seed in the soil and just going pat, pat, pat. And then you go,
Pat.
buenas noches, go to sleep and then be alive.
Then water it.
And then water
I
it.
just think that's a
Yeah.
really, really positive way of using something like AI. Again,
like
I'll
that.
put a link to that article.
Love that.
And then finally, apparently, the Gardener's World team have been receiving letters of complaint.
Oh,
I know.
Oh
More
my
controversy,
gosh.
Sweetpea.
controversy.
Some viewers have written in saying that although they absolutely love the programme and everything about it, they find the overlaid bird song is just too unrealistic, and they'd much prefer it if Gardener's World was a bit more honest and just used the natural sound from Monty's Garden.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realise.
So
I'm going to be listening out for that now.
Well, no, but the Gardener's World assured them that it is all natural.
What?
They said, Monty himself actually says that they have a huge amount of bird life in the gardens. Their gardens are like this oasis in kind of the middle of not such great land.
Yeah.
So all the birds flock to
that's
Longmeadow.
very cool.
And he said that often they have to stop filming because the birdsong's just so overwhelming. So what you're
That is
hearing on the screen,
brilliant.
which does sound absolutely wonderful and does sound like it's a birdsong soundtrack,
Yeah.
is all real, and it's all coming from Longmeadow.
Okay, that's really, really cool.
He has a dawn chorus that starts at 4:15 in the morning, goes on till 5:30 a.m. And then there's another chorus, there's a dusk chorus that starts up in the evenings.
Okay.
So they are just flooded with birdsong.
I mean, I'm not against birds or anything like that, but I think you know where I'm going with this.
You don't want to be woken up by them.
If I get woken at 4 in the morning, already 6 is a kind of fairly
Bit painful.
early time for me. If I get woken at 4, I have a feeling I'm going to run out into the garden and go, leave me alone.
Scoot. A lot of you.
And then they'll
So
be quiet.
anyone who's writing into Gardener's World and giving them grief about their bird song, don't. It's all
true.
real.
It is all there.
Right, Sweetpea. I don't have any housekeeping from last week.
Oh, well, that's good.
But
That's good.
how about some fun facts? We must be surely finally on the third part of your pineapple trilogy. Please tell me it's so.
Right, well, I'm happy it's the end as well. But this is a very interesting last one because I talked about, as my first one, about the kind of royal seal of approval with pineapples,
Oh,
how
yes.
they're very much about the status of a family or a home or
And
it kind
Kitty
of-
from Ghosts.
yeah, that kind of stuff. But because they're kind of a symbol of wealth in Europe when UK was in Europe, they were found in a lot of buildings and they were sculpted onto a lot of buildings. So I think it's quite fun now to look out for these kind of little pineapples around the place that you'll see in a lot of old buildings. Acorns also used to be a symbol of wealth. I'm not sure if you usually kind of see that kind of uptown.
They're often
Acorn?
acorns, aren't
Yeah.
they? Often acorns and pineapples as sort of post-finials or whatever you'd call them.
Yes, completely.
And I think I can think of lots of places where you've got big stone pillars and then an acorn on top.
Yeah, it's
stone.
quite amazing in stone, and you get some which are kind of they've got a gold plating around them or something like that. It's really cool. Some
Yeah.
are really pretty. But I'm going to talk. I've got 3 different places you can go and see pineapples. So of course there is the pineapple that you can see on top of St Paul's Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
That was placed by Sir Christopher Wren, and it's a golden one, and that's right on the top in London. And there's also another one on top of the mausoleum that was designed by Sir John Soane. That's also in London in Old St Pancras.
Right.
But the one that I think is the most utterly amazing, and this is someone who really had to somehow show off their status, There is a 1761 summer house in Dunmore Park, Stirlingshire, that's in Scotland, and there is a 14-metre high sculpted stone cupola carved as a pineapple as a central feature of this building. So you got to imagine that there are these two rectangular buildings, and in the centre of both of them are joining them together is this kind of tall tower-like building, and all the way up the top is just this huge
massive pineapple.
So the pineapple is kind of like half pineapple.
So, right.
And, I mean, it's quite...
Where's the bottom half of the pineapple?
There's no bottom half, but it's just half a pineapple on top. And
so
then
the spiky bit?
Yeah, the spiky bit and the kind of top bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you can see it. It's absolutely
That's
crazy.
madness. So that's the equivalent of people using cars as their status symbol these days.
Yeah.
So having their big flash cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Aston Martins, and that's
so
what you want, isn't
Martin.
it?
I don't know. I have something. There's something I love about an Aston Martin.
Pretty special.
Not a Lamborghini, not a Tesla, especially not a Tesla, or anything like
anything,
Ferrari,
just an Aston Martin.
Just an Aston.
All you ask for in life, is it, Sweetpea?
I especially want. I think is it the G5? G5 is the one that James Bond drove. I want that.
Well, he's driven loads. He's driven the Vanquish,
the original one,
the DB7. The DB9.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what did you call it?
I don't know if it's a G5. I'm really bad with cars.
You need to get better if you're getting an Aston Martin.
Yeah, but whichever one James Bond had, that one I love.
Well, I guess if you've got to choose between an Aston Martin and a pineapple,
I
think the former would be a bit more useful to you.
Yes.
Get you from A to B quicker.
Yeah, it would. What's your
Very
fun fact?
interesting. So we're done with pineapples.
We're done with
promise?
pineapples. I promise you, I have nothing else on pineapples.
I have an animal fun fact. Have you heard of anting?
No.
There's a number of species of birds, so a few hundred have been witnessed doing this, species of birds, who will either hold a single ant in their beak and rub it over their feathers, their body.
Okay.
Or they will go and lie in kind of a pile of ants and allow them to scamper all over their feathers and their body.
Interesting.
And the reason is because the ants are releasing formic acid.
Oh.
And this is a defence against bacteria and parasites.
Oh,
so it's kind of like an
cool.
anti-parasitic, antibacterial bath that they're having with the ants.
I mean, that's really cool.
Isn't that interesting? So crows, kites, woodpeckers, robins, ravens, starlings, they've all been witnessed doing that.
That is really, really interesting.
Nature's so awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, enough about ants and birds
and
AI and pineapples.
Yep.
And Aston Martins. I think we should have a look at this episode of Gardener's World.
I think so.
So this is Gardener's World 2025, episode 12 recap.
Off we go.
We're at Longmeadow and Monty's filling his enormous pots inscribed with Nelly.
I know.
And the other with Nigel. Wasn't that gorgeous?
That's a really good idea. I want to do that for our pets.
Yeah, I thought that was really lovely.
For our cats and then your 2 dogs that you had when you were younger. I think that would be nice.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a lot of enormous pots if I keep doing all the animals we've ever had.
Oh, and
what about
for
the
Torsey?
pigeon? I had 4 tortoises.
You had 4, yep, Torsey the tortoise.
Torsey and Tommy and George the tortoises. And Torsey 2.
Torsey 2.
We came after Torsey 1. We weren't that imaginative in my family.
No.
And he was handling a great big Salvia Amistad, wasn't he? Which he nearly dropped. It was that big.
It was very heavy as well. And also he had the Dahlia David Howard, also adding that in, and some
Stunning,
aeoniums.
that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the clash of the purple and the orange.
That was really cool, wasn't it?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that, Sweetpea.
Oh, yeah?
We have a bank of lavender. Purple,
yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We have the most beautiful self-seeded daylily, orange. Yeah. And I had a little exchange of information with Liz from New Hope Daylilies.
Oh, yeah?
And she was explaining how you can move a daylily. But I just don't think it's going to be possible because this is wedged down between 2 immovable rocks.
Yeah, like boulders.
So here's my thought, because we like purple and orange clash.
You literally just looked at me and went, here's my thought. Just like, this is the best thing ever and you're probably not going to like it.
How about we put in some more orange daylilies alternating with the lavender?
Oh, I do like that.
I think that could be really nice.
But I don't know how they're going to do on the bank.
Well, great, because they like free draining.
No, that's not the problem. I get that they love free draining. That's brilliant, but they're just going to flop. The only reason that one's upright is because it's sitting on the slight ledge at the bottom. We could put them all across the bottom.
Surely they'll be able to keep themselves upright. Yeah, maybe we just do all along the bottom.
That would look really pretty.
That would look really pretty, actually.
That's a good idea.
Thanks.
Okay,
right.
Good.
Always reining me in, aren't you?
It's a good bit of brainstorming.
It's not, yeah,
happy with that. Good stuff.
Right, so you mentioned about the aeoniums, and this is an experiment, isn't it? He hasn't done it before.
No.
He's going to give it a go.
Yeah.
And he keeps them in their own little terracotta pots, but puts them in the big pot.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at all the roses in the cottage garden, and I'm nothing if not fickle. I have said I'm not keen on roses, and each time you propagate another rose for me...
Because they're really easy to propagate.
I keep saying I don't want more roses. I actually am thinking I do want more roses because this is a good time of year where we have a slight hunger gap in colour.
Yeah.
And the roses that we do have are looking absolutely spectacular, but it would be nice to have those spread out a bit more around our hill.
That would be really nice. Okie dokie, well, I better get my propagating
hat back on.
Well, I mean, we'll never be able to have 100 different roses like Monty does. Oh, okay, I'd need to just get really propagating. But he talks about old roses and modern roses and how that you can kind of prune them and look after them kind of the same. So you had old roses, Gallica, so that's the French rose, damask rose, the rugosa, centifolia, moss roses, all those ones. And so he said prune them the same.
Yeah.
And then he talked about the modern roses, so he had Rosa Crown Princess Margarita.
He was saying how those ones flower some May to November, so they have a longer flowering season.
Yes.
Or they will flower once and then flower again second time. Whereas the old roses, they don't. They just have their one flower and then they're done for the year.
Completely. But I think there are also some pros to having the older roses. I mean, first of all, I love some of the delicacy of the old roses, especially the rugosa rose and the damask rose. I love those too. And
he talks about black spot, and he's got quite a laid-back attitude towards it, which I'm always happy to hear. Yeah. Because we will never fully get rid of it.
But also I feel like you've been so traumatised by the enormous amount of black spot that we had on all of our roses. Like, they were in a bad state when we first got them.
Really bad.
And you had to look after them like mad. I think you got so traumatised by that. By that now you see a leaf with black spot on, you freak out, whereas I'm looking at it going, I'll just take it off. Take the leaf off.
Well, I think got rid of it just by hacking them all back, and that's worked. But anyway, I do like it when other people are just relaxed about black spot. I think we need to normalise black spot.
I think we do.
And just see it as a lovely mutation or variety and coloration of the leaves.
Exactly.
Oh, look, I've got one of those roses with green leaves and black spots on.
Oh, look, I got a Dalmatian. There we go. That is what we have.
And then he talks about companion planting and underplanting.
Yeah, which we have heard some stuff about. Salvias is really good to underplant.
Yeah, because of the sulphur. It emits the sulphur, which acts as kind of a fungicidal thing. And so good for the black spot.
Yeah, and it looks great, and they kind of can be a slight succession in flowering if you've got roses that flower earlier and salvias that flower later in the summer, so that's also great. But he had forget-me-nots and tulips, which of course look great, but the forget-me-nots were going a bit over, so like everyone has to take some out, but he was popping in the place of the forget-me-nots the geranium Vision Light Pink,
the hardy geranium.
Yeah, really pretty one.
Yeah. And then we go with Adam for a visit to the walled garden in Essex near Romford called Bedfords Park Walled Garden.
Yeah.
And this was last July that he was there.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wasn't that stunning?
It's a huge plot.
Enormous, 1.5 acres.
I know. And the thing that amazed me the most was the photos that they show of the before. And the before of like complete wreck. It was just, there was nothing there. There was I've never seen weeds like that before. I mean, that was something else.
Well, this was the vision of Lois Amos. She's responsible for radically turning that around from dereliction to what it is today. This beautiful kind of secret garden hidden behind those walls. I can't
believe it.
The work she's done. So she's a retired horticultural lecturer, and she used to go there when she was little, so she was very aware of this garden, this land. And she fought for 11 years to save the nursery and the gardens.
I know, and finally got it.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
She said everybody thought it was completely balmy. And Adam goes, I mean, to be fair, they had a point.
And I thought, ooh, crikey, Adam.
But it was just a mammoth task. Really incredible.
Yeah. And what she's created now, I mean, this plot is huge. And there was an orchard, and there's herb gardens and veg plots and ornamentals, and just there's everything going on.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that drew me the most, and I had to kind of remember, Sweetpea, you can't take your eyes off it. She had these amazing fuchsia earrings. Did you see them?
No, I did not.
Really pretty. Okay, you have to now go
good
back.
Attention to detail, Sweetpea.
And look. And I was just captivated. They looked like actual fuchsia.
Wow.
The bell hanging down. It's like the typical fuchsia with the kind of orangey purple and together, pinky purple.
Oh, pretty. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, they were gorgeous. I thought those are cool earrings.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Lois has also inspired 22 volunteers to help with transforming the garden.
Yeah.
And we meet Maxine, first of all. She needs a hand with some pruning of the catmint.
Yeah, the Nepeta.
Yeah, and basically they were cutting out the old growth.
Yeah.
Pretty easy plant to look after, I think, isn't it?
It is pretty easy because it can just kind of go for it, and then you've got to go haircut.
And then we meet Pam Ditzel. She's been coming there for 8 years. She says the garden's done more for her than she has for the garden. And then we find out that she has had chemo, which just completely knocked her for 6.
Oof, yeah.
And she says the garden, it's her garden and always will be.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Sound reasonable to me.
Yeah.
And then we meet Faye Chapman, and she has created this immense herb garden.
Yeah, that was cool.
Full of all sorts of herbs.
There was rosemary, mint, lemon balm, lavender, English mace, and sage.
Fantastic, absolutely chocker.
Yeah.
And then Adam says everyone seems so at peace and happy to be there, including himself. You saw he got quite emotional.
Yeah.
And then Lois said how she's infected all her volunteers with her passion. And there was this very emotional moment at the end where Adam tells her the incredible legacy that she's created.
She has, completely.
And really has. And she said, I've gone all gooey. And then they hug it out.
Oh,
it's really sweet. Adam's so good with that, isn't he?
So sweet.
It gave me tears in my eyes.
Yeah, and that was a proper hug as well.
The walled garden is one of only 2 18th century structures that still remain on the Bedfords Park estate.
Oh yeah.
The stables being the other. The house for which those walled gardens were the kitchen garden, that's long gone, sadly.
Oh no.
It's a shame, isn't it, when you've got these places that just get left to rack and ruin.
It's really, really sad.
Well, as we know, Lois has been championing the garden since the 1990s, and they eventually received a £350,000 National Lottery grant in 2011.
Brilliant.
So fantastic that they were able to get that.
Yeah.
You can visit the walled gardens. They're open to the public Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 till 4.
Cool.
And the produce from the garden is sold in their garden shop, with all the profits being reinvested in the site. And then any produce that isn't sold is then donated to St. Francis Hospice.
Okie dokes.
Another piece of good news for them is that the volunteers at the garden, they're called Friends of Bedfords Park Walled Garden, or FOBPWG.
Okay.
The acronym is no shorter in terms of syllables. Just saying the whole thing.
It's like WWW.
Exactly.
World Wide Web.
I guess it's less to write though.
Yeah.
Well, they were presented with a King's Award for voluntary service.
That is amazing.
Is equivalent to an MBE, and that was just a couple of months ago in April. So big congratulations to them. Isn't that lovely?
Hooray!
And then here's a quote from Lois.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "We get people coming to visit us who say we rival a national trust garden. It's a very special place, and I think people come in and they really do appreciate the volunteers. That's probably why we did attain the award, the fact that we're entirely made up of volunteers, and that's quite rare. So they haven't got anyone else, just volunteers working on that garden." Wow. And then, as if that wasn't enough, Lois herself and her husband Bill, who also works at the garden,
Yeah.
They were invited by King Charles to this year's Buckingham Palace garden party, which was last month.
No way.
So huge year of recognition for Lois and the team.
Oh my
Big
gosh.
congratulations to them.
That is amazing. I'm so happy.
Monty's planting some pumpkins and squashes. He says they're
Yeah.
very hungry, so need lots of feeding.
Yeah, and they're in the greenhouse because they love the heat. And will grow
Well, he's
best.
trying two, isn't he? He's trying
Yeah.
some in the garden, some in the greenhouse.
Yeah,
Little sort of test, really.
we'll see. So he's got the Waltham butternut, the Rouge d'Étampes, and the Crown Prince.
Crown Prince, of course, was one of Liz Colebrook's from New Hope Daylilies, who we
Yep.
mentioned earlier. Poor Liz. She might as well join us on this podcast.
I think she should.
Talk about it so much. That was one of her edibles in hers and Fee's Dream Garden.
Yeah, I
On
think.
Chit Chats episode 27.
Yeah, it was on that one. Do listen to it. But also, I feel like we should try the Crown Prince variety because now that's two people
Yeah.
who have talked about it.
Yeah.
And I kind of hear it a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
I think Monty talks about it quite a bit.
yeah.
He said it fruits in 6 weeks' time, harvesting in September.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Very quick.
Then we go over to Andrew Jackson in Beverley
Yeah.
and his new build. Now, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
He is talking about, well, he's showing his new build garden where he's transformed it from very difficult space. Now, we had a new build. It was a fairly newish build when
Yeah.
we moved in.
Yeah.
And basically, builder's rubble is just laid down.
You saw it on his bit and it's just all stony and it's just poor.
And then
it's
just
awful.
overlaid with a bit of topsoil.
Yeah.
And so he had to do a lot of work to transform the soil, the quality of it, and then all the planting that he did. And he's got no horticultural background, and he did a massive transformation
He did.
with all sorts going on, arbors and ponds and trees. Magnificent, wasn't it?
It was really amazing for a medium-sized space. He crammed in a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of kind of things that you'd see in a decent large garden.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I liked the tree screening especially because
Yeah.
he said obviously looked over by other neighbours and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, and you don't want peaky blinders looking around the corner. But also the really cool thing is that the trees had become multi-stem, and the specific tree that he had was the Cotoneaster carnubia. And that was looking amazing.
He said he bought it at 6 feet tall. So
Yeah.
I'd immediately think that's going to break the bank. And he
Yeah.
said they were only about £60 each.
Is that not breaking the bank?
I would expect them to be more expensive than £60 for a
Really?
6-footer, taller than you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's not bad, is
That's
it?
not bad, actually. That's pretty good. I wonder if they were in pots or bare root.
Bare root.
I do feel like at that height, though, they have to be in a pot.
Yeah,
Slightly
possibly.
ridiculous to get that much roots. You'd probably get a whole other tree, another 6 foot of
Yeah.
roots on the other end.
Exactly.
But he also had flowering shrubs, of course. He loves those. Very important to kind of,
Be the backbone, really.
yeah, and punctuate the garden with the good structure. And then the best bit, of course, which we're all talking about, is the pond with the waterfall.
Absolute magnificent pond with a waterfall. Unbelievable, right? Such a surprise to find that in a little garden like that.
I know, like a proper pond, and it had water pumping around it, and
Yeah.
it was just
A little bit of pond envy.
beautiful. Yeah, I would love a waterfall with our pond.
I would love a waterfall as well.
Yeah,
Then we've got to get electrics out there, and that's just not going to happen.
no, he was lucky because his was by the house, so I can imagine that electrics and kind of
Well,
rigging
it's
it all
not
up.
such a rigmarole, is it? I did
Yeah.
look into solar-powered pumps for a waterfall.
Yes.
But it ended up being quite substantial, what I had to find in terms of solar panels.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. Anyway, we're not going to do it anytime soon, so you'll just have to live with our little spurty fountain. And the 3 newts.
It's funny little spurty fountain. That reminds me of something, actually. I do want to just say that I had created, my wildflower area around the pond.
Yes.
Really proud of it. All of my seedlings coming up, and I was like, oh, crikey, there's a lot of this one in
You
particular.
thought there was lots of poppies, didn't you?
And I looked them up, and I kind of Google imaged, and it was like, that is a poppy leaf. And I was like, okie dokie, we're going to have poppies.
Good news.
Yes,
Yay.
poppies. Anyway, so they've just started flowering. I don't know how I can get things so wrong. It's Phacelia.
Yeah, well, that's all
Loads
good.
of Phacelia.
Yeah,
And so that's going to be amazing for all the butterflies.
exactly. It's all good news.
Yeah.
I don't mind what happens in that patch. It's all an experiment anyway, isn't it?
It is an experiment. and I do think it will be full of colour.
Yeah.
Great source of nectar.
And a nice hiding place for any of our amphibious beings. So we've got frogs, we've definitely got tadpoles in there, and then we do have 2 big newts and 1 little tiny baby newt.
Who we think is slightly albino because it was pretty much translucent.
I think that's just how it looks when it's a baby.
Oh, I hope so, because it was so cute. I was like, please don't get sunburnt. Because it was already slightly pink. I was like, oh no.
But that's all we've got, but it'll do in our little pond for now, this year. And he talks about how his garden is almost at maturity, and he's for the last 4 years just let it grow, and now he's at the point of needing to do some sort of snipping back.
I get that. We've had to do that now.
But that's quite fun, I think, when you get to that point.
It is.
And then at the end, he talks about how he's created more biodiversity than there was before even the new builds, because it was arable farming land before that.
Yeah.
So with his multitude of different plants, he's really shaken things up a little. He then also gives some statistics. He said in the UK, there are about 200,000 new builds being built each year, and the government has a target of 1.5 million over the next 5 years. So he makes such a valid point that if every homeowner does one thing like this with their garden, then they'll be giving a little bit back, and it'll benefit the whole country hugely if they can. It
would be amazing.
We have friends who are in a new build, and she's the gardener, he's not.
Oh, he's not at all.
She was working really hard on trying to get plants in there, and he said nope, not having it, and they put in several tons of gravel, and there are just no plants now. I got her through Gardener's World. You can get these free bulbs, or just for the price of postage, $5.95, you can get often plants, tiny plug plants, and I got her a few of those from Gardener's World magazine. Sent them to her house, and then when he wasn't looking, she snuck them in the ground. So she's got a few alliums coming up. I had a few alliums come up this year. And I don't think he's even noticed. So
that's perfect.
They might get some wildlife back in their garden, but I think we need to bully them a bit more.
I think we need to bully them. Let's get on our bullying.
Andrew has an Instagram page, and it's called the New Build Manifesto. And since 2023, he's been a member of the board of trustees for the RHS Britain in Bloom.
Oh, okay.
And he was interviewed at Harrogate Spring Flower Show back in April this year, and explains how his background's in social housing, and he's got zero horticultural background at all until 4 years ago when he started doing his own garden. And although he had a dad and a grandma and a mother-in-law who were all gardeners, and he appreciated garden, he hadn't fully appreciated what was involved and also what it could do for biodiversity and for the environment. So he's now on this absolute crusade to get all new builds having something going on in their gardens.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so the New Build Manifesto is born out of his own experience, and it's to encourage developers to take a bit more responsibility to make sure that the outside space isn't just an afterthought. So he said how, when you buy a new build like that, you would often buy it bespoke. So the developers would say, okay, what door handles do you want? What doors do you want? What various fittings do you want?
Okie dokes.
And skirting boards, flooring, that kind of thing. And so he's saying, why can't they do the same in the garden?
Oh my gosh, can you imagine going, I'd like this. It'd
be amazing to be able to do that. And it's almost a no-brainer, isn't it? Why is it so neglected when it's a fairly decent footprint, the garden, compared to the house?
Like you can stick another house in the garden sometimes.
The thing is, he talks about this manifesto. I can find his Instagram page, and I can see he's been interviewed a lot, but I can't find his actual manifesto. But AI does give me a version, so I don't always trust AI when I Google something. No, because you get now the AI option at the top.
You can.
I don't always trust it. It's often quite dodgy.
I've had some weird and wacky things come up on AI.
Me too. So here is what AI says about Andrew's manifesto. One, focus on collaboration. He advocates for developers to partner with local garden designers and landscapers to offer bespoke design services. Great idea. 2, homeowner empowerment. New build homeowners often have limited gardening knowledge, and so the manifesto seeks to provide guidance and inspiration.
Great.
3, prioritise topsoil. It emphasises the importance of leaving topsoil in the ground and not selling it off.
Yes, that's really important.
4, wildlife-friendly features. The manifesto suggests incorporating wildlife corridors such as swift boxes and hedgehog highways.
Great.
5, water saving and drainage. I mean, this is a no-brainer, incorporating water butts is standard.
Of course.
6, challenge the bare plot image. 7, guardians of nature. The manifesto positions homeowners as guardians of nature, highlighting their role in supporting biodiversity and creating sustainable outdoor spaces. So I think this all just makes a huge amount of sense, and I really hope he has success with getting this message out there.
I hope so.
It's something I would very much support. What a difference it would make.
Yeah, and we need to get our friends on the case as well.
We do.
Show them.
Let's start with them.
You will start with
They don't know what's hit them.
No. We're going to arrive, go, right.
We're going to arrive with spades and forks.
And clipboards going, you listen to me now.
I'm just going to ring the doorbell, barge Mr. out the way.
Barge Mr. out the way.
Mrs. will come and help.
Yeah, exactly. Time to a chair, say, you stay there, we're going to go create a garden.
The Don's in his writing garden.
The Don
he's
is
talking about needing to keep refreshing it, and he's cutting back his white lilac.
Yep,
all
he
those
is.
Fading flowers.
Yeah.
And he's coppicing it hard back, but he says you don't have to do this. You can just leave it, but if you do it sort of every 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And only do it that drastically, that often.
Yeah, because the flowers otherwise just will shoot all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm. And we need to prune our forsythias. I say this regularly.
Yeah. I have pruned one or two.
Oh, well done, thank you.
Just purely because I was like, okay, I've just got to prune
you
one
were right by
this.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he's clearing his alliums, which are a weed for him.
This
is
is
a lovely weed
garden
to have. And he's putting in a couple of plants.
Yeah, some perennials. So he had the Baptisia, which is also called a wild indigo.
Mm-hmm.
Really amazing colour to it. Obviously, this kind of bluey purple. Nymphophia, obviously great. And Crocosmia lucifer, which is going to look great with the wild indigo. Same time.
All our red hot pokers are almost over.
Yeah, I know.
Ours must have been very early this year.
I think it also depends on some varieties. I know some can be quite late.
Oh, okay.
But it really depends. And Monty's talked about how don't kind of freak out about something's not flowering at certain periods because someone else's is flowering then. It really depends on microclimates and all that kinds of stuff. And the last two plants that he was putting in was the sunflower claret and the Mexican sunflower, which is also called Tithonia torch.
I love Tithonias.
I do. I haven't done them, but I have the seeds for them, so I need to do those.
That would be nice. And he says something that I feel is so redundant, but I wonder if I'm missing something. He says, first of all, it's important that once you've placed your perennials, you plant them. Which just seems...
It's funny because I heard that.
So I was wondering, what else would you do? Maybe some people do just place them and pop off on the hollybobs and then come back and plant them.
I have no idea. Do they go off and have a cup of tea and then get carried away with the shortbread? Or I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, give everything a good soak.
Yep, of course.
And then never water again, because he says that if you do keep watering, especially if you water lightly, the roots are all going to stay shallow because they think, I can just stay here and get my watering.
Exactly.
Then Nick Bailey is prepping his Make a Meter Matter show garden.
Yeah, this is interesting.
The headline garden for Gardeners World Live next week.
Yep.
A very noisy pigeon was getting involved above Nick.
Very noisy pigeon. But I loved the idea. This really sang to me because it was a very interesting idea of a meter. You never really look at a meter squared, but you could do so much with that, and this is what Nick is trying to show you, all the different things you can do with 1 meter squared. So the whole garden that he's creating is full of just 1 meter square pockets.
Yeah.
So he had veg beds.
Well, shall we just say the total size? So it's 196 metres squared is this plot.
Absolutely.
So it's around 14 metres by 14 metres.
Yeah, and
gives you an indication of size.
It's a huge space, but there's loads of little spaces. So
he had divided it up almost grid-like, hadn't he, into the square metres?
Oh, very much so, which I think is very interesting because many show gardens, they try and get a flow of things one to another, whereas squares, it's a bit like Tetris. It's very much block on block on block.
Yeah.
It's not flowing into one another. Whereas the design that he showed, the painting, the watercolour, looked very much like it was all working together. But he's showing that even in this tiniest space, the 1 meter square, you can create anything. Yeah. So you can take away ideas from this garden that he's creating. Yeah. So there were individual ponds, little square ponds, square beds for veg beds.
Raised beds.
There
was a birdhouse, a square meter birdhouse.
I mean, that was cool. this raised birdhouse. It was like a whole kind of complex of buildings,
amazing, wasn't it?
I was like,
very
I want
smart
that
house. And he said that it isn't just about the planting but also the hard landscaping, and he's using western red cedar, cork, bamboo and clay bricks, and he's avoiding using concrete, metal, glass or plastic.
I like that. That's really cool.
And he's doing approximately 50-50 ornamental to edible,
Yep,
like our dream garden Sweetpea.
exactly, 50-50. And he's trying to grow some of the things at home for the show garden, not just having a nursery do all of it. So he had some nasturtiums and brassicas as well as some tumbling tomatoes. He was doing a lot of the edibles for the show garden, and he had those in his little greenhouse. And some of the other plants that he wanted in his show garden were sunflowers, bearded irises like Kent Pride, which gives that really dark kind of mauvey crimson colour, and GM Totally Tangerine, which of course everybody loves.
Yep. And then he went over to willow weaver Sue Kirk, and she grows her own willow.
Yeah,
and she's creating a beautiful huge urn for a focal point in the garden. Absolutely stunning, wasn't it?
Amazing. I don't know why an urn specifically.
Well, why not? It's often people have urns. Do you remember Tom Allen had his massive urn that he had bought off eBay or Amazon or something and hadn't checked the dimensions?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, true. I suppose when
you're allowing it now that Tom Allen has one.
I mean, whatever Tom Allen does, I'm on board with it.
You're on board with that. But it was very interesting seeing the intricate work of the weaving.
Yeah.
And she said, did you get the names of the type of willow that she was using?
So she was using Brittany blue willow, which is also called, the species is the Salix purpurea daphnoides. So it's a hybrid. It's a cross. And so that was a very kind of dark bluey colour almost, really pretty. And she talked about how, so you cut the branches, the stems, and then you dry them kind of like a bulk together, and then before you use them you want to soak them for a long time,
make them a bit more malleable.
Exactly, make them more malleable, and then you can start weaving. And I looked up willow weaving because I'd never kind of thought about it. I've never been interested in it, but it's quite amazing how they start. So they kind of start with the bottom and then they kind of come up, and you kind
beautiful.
They've got to
such
weave
a craft, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so amazing. And the thing I loved the most, I was like, it's quite bland colours. You can get some really cool colours. So that was my ignorance. And I looked up what colours you can get. And depending on the different types of willows, you can get reds, greens, purples, blues.
Oh, fantastic.
Creams, obviously browns, dark browns, blacks.
Yeah.
Just to name some varieties. There's Black Mull, Dickey Meadows, Flanders Red and Old French.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know actually so much about the different colours.
It's really pretty actually. You can make a rainbow basket.
Well, yeah. Finally, Nick goes and stands and looks at a streetscape.
Yeah.
Specifically the chimney tops and roofs, and he drew inspiration from there. From a village very close to him, he said.
Yes.
Kept it under his hat, which a village.
Yeah, of course, because
I have tracked it down. But I'm not going to out them.
You're not going to... Will you tell me afterwards, please?
That's such a tease. I don't know why I said that.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing it on Gardener's World next week. There will be Nick's, of course, and then there are going to be a whole load of other show gardens.
Great.
And I think some borders, and then some smaller show gardens as well. So really looking forward to that. Oh my gosh, Ned is so like Hobbs, where he follows from in front. So Hobbs will spend her entire time looking over her shoulder at us and bumping into things.
Yeah, she bumps into
to figure out where we're going. Nesting exactly the same.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's madness.
Yeah.
They never learn.
No.
And Monty's talking about his outdoor tomatoes, Gardener's Delight.
Mm-hmm.
And Shirley is another one he said it does well outside.
Yeah, it does.
But he's got some tumbling ones indoors, hasn't he?
He has.
He talks about when you plant the outdoor ones in the ground, really put them in very deep. I think he was pointing to about an inch or two up the stem, and that just helps anchor it.
Exactly, and it gets more roots coming out the side, which is brilliant.
Yeah. And he also says, don't worry if they're all looking jaded and yellow in their pots. It's just because they've outgrown the nutrition in the pot. And as soon as you get them in the ground, they're all going to be fine.
Yeah, which
then
is
he's
good.
staking them all.
Yeah, I had to stake the tomatoes actually. Had to put the twine.
Put the string up because we've already got our structures, so you just string them up, don't you?
Yeah, did, because loads were already really lanky and were falling over.
Crikey.
I was like, what are you guys doing?
Exciting times, Sweetpea.
Exciting times.
Then we go to Elonor. I'm saying it like that because she spells it Elonor.
Elonor.
Which is Elonor. No, it's Eleanor. It's
Okay,
Eleanor.
it's Eleanor.
Elonor.
You sound like Kermit
Tivey?
the Frog.
Elonor.
Elonor.
And her peony patch in Leicestershire.
Yes.
Huge field.
I know.
She's rented some land and started her farm.
It's quite amazing because we've seen a lot of dahlia patches, huge kind of dahlia farms and same kind of thing, strips of dahlias. And this time seeing a peony patch. I've never thought of having a farm of peonies. I've never thought what it would look like.
Fantastic.
I mean,
What does it look like? It looks absolutely gorgeous.
For me personally, it looks even better than a dahlia patch.
Yeah.
There's something about it, those blooms and the leaves as well.
I'm very sold on peonies.
Yeah.
She's got over 7,500 cultivars.
Yeah.
These are the herbaceous peonies we're talking about, not the tree peonies.
Herbaceous
So we have a
species.
tree peony and
Yeah.
that doesn't die right back like the herbaceous ones. That's always there and it's massive.
Very much
And we do
there.
nothing to it and it flowers really, really early.
It does.
Sort of March, April time.
Yeah.
And it's over and done with. And then we have one herbaceous peony out on the hill and that is flowering right now. And
It is.
absolutely thriving.
Oh, and it's that lovely dark lipstick kind of pinky red.
Yeah,
Ooh.
deep
It's like
red.
the kind of Taylor Swift lipstick. That's the one I'm talking about.
I've seen Taylor Swift wear all sorts of coloured lipstick.
Yeah, but her signature red.
Okay, kind of a clarity colour, would you say?
Exactly.
Okay. So Eleanor talks about how it's quite an unstressful crop to grow as they handle
robust.
cold winters.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to worry. She doesn't have to dig them up like dahlias you have to dig up generally.
Nope. Yep.
And she said folklore says that the colder the winter, the bigger the flowers.
Well, I'm going to come back to that afterwards because that is interesting.
Well, yeah. There are 3 things you need for healthy peonies.
Yeah.
1, don't plant too deeply, just an inch of soil over the crown.
Yeah.
2, don't mulch them. They need
Nope.
to feel the temperature, basically.
They do.
And 3, they need free draining soil.
Well, that is why they're working well for us.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
I'm thinking that we should have more on our hill.
I do think we should have more.
It's easy not to plant them too deep and very happy not to mulch because that's just less faffing around.
Yeah.
Stick them in the ground. Ours we put in the ground, actually, not even in a bed, we put it in the grass.
I know.
Which is
and
terrible.
And it would get swamped when it was baby and somehow it survived. So obviously they're fine. So can you imagine what it would do in a bed?
Yeah.
It would be great. But I want some tree peonies as well. I want some structure.
Oh, okay.
Constant structure. And you know when the tree peony gets its little pink buds? I'd love that in the winter all over.
Yeah,
That would look amazing.
True. Oh, I hadn't thought about tree peonies.
I think
maybe we can do that as well. But we don't know much about growing those. I don't know how similar it is to the herbaceous ones. But we should get a load of these ones on. So earlier when I said I'm fickle, I at the beginning of this episode I was saying about wanting to get more roses in, and by the end of this episode I was wanting to get more peonies in instead, because of course they flower now too.
Yeah, they do, and
so
they look amazing.
I'm game for getting a load of peonies in.
Okay, that's a very, very good point. Well, we had quite a lot of choice because she showed us a whole load of different varieties. She does have 12 different varieties on her plot. I do want you to know that there are in total 6,500 varieties possible of peony.
Blimey.
Yeah. So the ones she has the bomb forms, so that kind of cluster of crazy petals, the doubles and the semi-doubles. So she had a Lactiflora Mr. Jules Ellie. That was a bomb-formed one, and that apparently the bomb form is because of the modified stamens that become petals.
Yeah, that really surprised me. I had
So
no idea.
Cool. It's once again showing you that every cell in the plant can kind of despecialise and respecialise in something else. So it's like you can get a stem and it'll create roots if you propagate it or something like that. It's very, very cool.
Incredible,
how they can
isn't
do
it?
everything. There was a peony gardenia. That was a double one, and it smells like gardenias. There was a semi-double, which was called Coral Charm. Oh my gosh.
Right up your street.
That was gorgeous. And that one fades to a soft apricot as it kind of ages. Very cool. There was a Caterina Fontaine. That was a double one. Huge pale pink blooms. I mean, they were hand size if you have a big hand. And finally, there was the Angel Cheeks. I love the name of that one. It was kind of perfect.
Yeah.
And it did look like ice cream, a proper kind of pinky ice cream. Oh, lovely. Now, earlier I said I wanted to come back on the fact that they love a cold winter and that they might get better blooms.
That folklore.
The colder. It is not folklore. Because I want you to know that the Netherlands is the largest cut peony producer.
Wow.
It is the origin of 40% of worldwide production of peonies.
That's interesting, because how free draining is the soil in the Netherlands given how flat they are?
Oh, that is a very good point.
I just wouldn't have thought of it as a free draining country. They need to tip the Netherlands a bit.
Tip it, slant it a bit.
Prop up near the coast. Tip it inland.
Well, apparently Alaska is closely catching up to the Netherlands. Alaska.
Crikey.
Because they have such amazing large blooms because of the cooler growing season.
Wow.
And it's amazing because also the blooms that they have and produce are perfectly ready for June, September time, which is the perfect marriage season, because peonies are loved for marriage because they are the symbol of love and romance and everlasting love.
Well, that's interesting, because I didn't know that they were a symbol of that. I did think, how would you integrate a massive great peony flower into your, what do they call it? Bouquet, wedding bouquet?
Oh, it would be the most amazing wedding bouquet.
It's such a massive flower to have in your bouquet, though. You'd need
very heavy.
Wrists of steel.
You would need wrists of steel.
Well, do you remember we talked about that collective last week called Flowers from the Farm?
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to look up a few people on there.
Yeah, and you can go and say, I need this flower for around this area.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Elonor can be found on there.
Oh, good.
She's in Breedon on the Hill, Derbyshire.
Okie dokes.
But she also has her own website called thepeonyfarmer.co.uk. I'll put a link to that in the pod notes.
Great.
Elonor was a music teacher for 20 years.
Oh, yeah?
Before doing this radical career move.
Yeah.
She does still do some teaching, some supply teaching in the autumn and winter, and that's when all the plants are sleeping, so perfect time.
Oh, perfect.
To be doing it.
So both professions work together then?
Yeah, it's working hand in hand.
Yeah.
She's always adored flowers, apparently, and was completely bitten by the bug in her early 20s.
I get that.
And so when she met her partner, Richard, who happens to have a 7-acre field...
Oh.
The cogs turned. Light bulb moment.
Perfect.
Ping.
Bing.
She hadn't decided which flowers she wanted to farm, but it was when she saw the buds coming on her own peony at home.
Yeah.
That she just thought, right, this is the one to go for.
Going for it.
So the land that they've got gently slopes, which helps with all that good drainage. And they get full sun, so south facing, so it's a perfect site for peonies.
Perfectamundo.
She got in touch with a guy in the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah.
Who sold bulbs, and that's how it started. So she got all her bulbs over from the Netherlands to start with.
Great.
And then she had to wait until... So she put all her plants in the ground, and then, as we know, they don't flower for the first few years.
Yeah.
So she had to wait, and when they started flowering and she was ready to start harvesting them...
Oh, yeah.
It was 2020, COVID lockdown.
No.
She had to put the entire field, all the blooms, on the compost heap. Can you imagine that?
No. Like, couldn't she have just put them all in the house?
Well, I'm sure she did fill the house with as many as she could, but... At some point, you've got to say enough's enough when it comes to peonies in the house.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So really disappointing, but she's been ploughing on through. And she said, they're a good flower to farm because although they take 3 years to get going, so they're a bit of a slow developer, they then are in flower or are in production for 20 years.
Oh, great.
So you get a lot out of one plant.
Cool.
You've got real longevity. So she said how the first 3 years were very slow financially with COVID, and then in 2021 it really started kicking off, and by 2022 her sales had doubled. So Brilliant. She's really made a good business of this.
Oh, good.
She has 7,500 plants and 7 varieties which can be ordered from her on her website, but she's also started doing farmers markets, and she said that British grown peonies kind of like catnip to shoppers because people are trying to buy more locally now.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you're wandering around a farmer's market and you see this beautiful stall of big blooms, of course you're just going to gravitate towards it.
You're going to go for it. I would.
Then Monty's watering into his tomatoes. Then he skedaddles off to his greenhouse with the grapevine. Snip, snippety, snip.
The black Hamburg.
That also was on one of our chit chats, episode 24.
Oh, yes.
That was Martin from Elite Orchids Edible.
Listen to that one as well.
Then jobs for the weekend.
Yeah.
Direct sow French beans.
Yeah.
And then also sprinkle radish seeds over the top. I like that.
Good idea.
Can we do that?
Maybe.
Make some comfrey tea and sow biennials.
I have a huge amount of old nettle tea, weed tea from last year.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
Then we have a final look at the roses and Monty's ramblers. Mm-hmm. He says again how they produce flowers on previous season's growth, so don't prune them in spring.
Yep.
Favourite plant from this episode, Sweetpea?
I think you might have an idea which one is. It's the coral charm peony.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, quite specific which peony.
Yeah, because it was so perfectly beautiful with its shade and the way it fades as well. I thought that's really cool. What was yours?
Well, mine was going to be the Tithonia until I saw the sea of peonies. And I'm going to go peonies.
All of them?
Just all of them.
Just all of them?
Yeah. I want to put peonies all over our hill.
We need to get a blueprint out and figure out where we're going to put all these peonies.
And then what was your top takeaway?
The whole idea that Nick has for his Gardener's World garden.
The square metre.
The square metre, every square metre counts. I thought it was really interesting looking at what actually is a square metre and what you can do in that teeny tiny little space.
Yeah. Well, mine is back to the peonies. The top takeaway was the 3 things that peonies need. It's just making me realise, because I think Eleanor said it at the beginning of her segment, that we're slightly fearful of peonies, and we get told, it was either her or Monty, and said how, we always get told they're very hard to deal with. They can be a bit temperamental.
Yeah.
But if those are the 3 things they need, then we've got that in the bag.
Seems like the easiest 3 things compared to some other things.
Exactly.
We like to be spritzed once or twice a day.
and snip here at this time.
Yeah.
But not that time.
Oh my gosh, if you snip a second late, I will.
Don't you dare snip me a second later.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got next week.
What have we got?
The team head to Birmingham for one of the highlights of the horticultural calendar, the annual Gardener's World live event.
Yes.
Monty Don, Rachel de Tame, Adam Frost, Arit Anderson and Ashley Edwards are on hand to showcase the best the gardening world has to offer.
Great.
From innovative design inspiration in the show gardens to the thousands of sensational blooms and expert advice in the floral marquee, the show is brimming with ideas for every space, whether you have a garden, windowsill or balcony.
Oh, okay, I'm going to get ideas.
Nick Bailey reveals his headline show garden, designed to make every metre matter.
Looking forward to seeing that.
There's a mother and son who've designed a beautiful border that celebrates their Welsh and Iraqi heritage, and a pelargonium grower who realises his dream of becoming a nurseryman. And discover the joy of orchids with a couple of expert growers bringing their collection to the show.
Great stuff.
Well, that's us for this week. Thank you very much for listening.
Yep. And of course, please give us a big thumbs up. It's always nice to have a big thumbs up.
Fist pump,
boof, explosion.
We don't just mean at home or in the car.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
iTunes,
Spotify, Deezer. I think Deezer's one.
Is it? Etc.
Etc. All of those places.
And if you've got any nice comments, then please leave those as well.
We love a nice
comment.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would. Well, we shall see you next week.
Yes, we shall.
Bye bye, Sweetpea.
Bye, Mummy Bear.